Whether you want to take your rig on the road, carry it to the couch, or just save space on your desk, a gaming laptop packs PC performance into a compact, portable form factor. Because people have different needs and budgets, the market is loaded with choices that come with screens ranging from 14 to 18 inches, graphics cards that can handle a variety of resolutions, and prices that start at less than $999 but creep over the $5,000 mark. The best gaming laptops often come with fancy RGB lights, high refresh rate panels, and sometimes even mechanical keyboards. To help you find the right model, we've listed the top 6 best gaming laptops, and their key features, plus the things you need to consider to help you choose the best one for you. And as always, you can check pricing for any of these products in the description below. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's get started. Number 6. Asus ROG Strix G16, best thin and light gaming laptop. The Asus ROG Strix G16 is catching up to Razer and powerful portable gaming laptops well. The Strix G16's Core i9-13980HX and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 provided great performance in a 0.89-inch thick chassis. Is the design as sleek as Razer's blades? No, but at $2,000, when we tested it, Asus is also competing on price. We also appreciated the Strix's battery life. It lasted for 8 hours and 49 minutes on our battery test, as well as the RGB keys with 2 millimeters of travel. The laptop's lid is aluminum, but the rest is plastic. In our time with the laptop, not once did we think the ROG Strix G16 felt cheap. In fact, in each of the benchmarks we ran, the ROG Strix G16 surpassed 60 FPS, often handily, showing solid performance at both 1080p and its native 1920x200. Perhaps the biggest issue we had was that our unit had a 1920x1200 touchscreen. The RTX 4070 should power that with no problem based on our benchmarks, and in this price range, you often see 1440p or in 1610 screens like this one, 1600p display panels. The 16-inch ROG Strix G16 is the option for those who prefer something smaller. The Strix G17 and Strix G18 sit above it in size. The ROG Strix G16 features a top-of-the-line Intel Core i9-13980HX Raptor Lake processor and NVIDIA's new GeForce RTX 4070. This marks the second laptop we've tested with NVIDIA's Ada Lovelace-based mainstream laptop GPU. With a price tag of $1,999 as configured, the ROG Strix G16 offers a lot of competent hardware. But how does it stack up to the competition? Number 5. Asus TUF Gaming A14. Best 14-inch laptop. While Asus has often treated its tough gaming brand as a budget lineup, the A14 sure feels premium. In fact, it's our favorite 14-inch laptop we've recently tested, standing out in a suddenly crowded category. Its understated design seems to borrow from the more upscale Zephyrus lineup. Despite packing an RTX 4060 in our review configuration, the TUF is just 3.22 pounds and 0.78 inches thick, putting it in line with some Ultrabooks. When we weren't using it for gaming, the A14 used NVIDIA's Advanced Optimus and switched to the integrated graphics, managing to squeeze out 10 hours and 4 minutes of life on our battery test, which involves web browsing, streaming, and browser-based graphics tests. The speakers are a bit quiet, but we appreciated the travel-friendly design. The 100W RTX 4060 can only play games at moderate settings, but if you're on the go, the A14 is a great option. For those looking for a travel-friendly laptop that can handle some serious gaming while also not looking out of place or leaving you out of battery in an office or classroom, it's one of the best options and it's one at $399 price range. I just wish it packed a newer AMD Ryzen AI processor and that its speakers pumped out more volume. Asus's TUF Gaming A14 feels premium, looks grown up, and delivers great battery life for non-gaming tasks. Number 4. Gigabyte Aorus 16X. Mid-range value gaming laptop, $1,600. As tested, the Gigabyte Aorus 16X packs a lot of features into its 16-inch frame. The laptop has a vibrant 2560x1600 display that runs at 165 Hz for smooth first-person shooters and esports. Its Core i7 Alcore 2650HX CPU and GeForce RTX 4070 graphics card effortlessly handle games on the great display. And its built-in speakers are good enough that in a pinch, you won't have to worry about headphones. On the practical side, it has productive input devices, excellent connectivity, including Thunderbolt 4 and Wi-Fi 7, and biometric security from its IR webcam. A surprising number of mid-range gaming notebooks forgo biometrics, so it's nice to have these security features. You'll still want to carry a charger around, and Gigabyte's software isn't exactly the most intuitive. But if you want powerful gaming on a nice screen for a decent price, it's hard to argue with what's being offered here. Excellent all-around device that can rival some of the best gaming laptops. This mid-range 16-inch model offers impressive performance with its Intel Core HX class processor and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 graphics card. It excels in nearly every area, particularly its screen and practical features, including a comfortable keyboard and IR webcam. Also make it suitable for everyday use when not gaming. While we wish the battery life lasted longer, there's still plenty to appreciate here. Number 3. MSI Katana 15. Best budget alternative. The MSI Katana 15 is among our favorite gaming laptops for those with just $1,000 to spend. We tested at the Core i7-13620H and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4050 offering strong 1080p performance, though you may have to turn down some settings in some games. Katana passed 60 FPS in most benchmarks at some pretty high settings, though some, like Red Dead Redemption 2, will run lower. As games get more challenging, budget laptops won't run at the highest settings for long. Even under $1,000, you get 16 GB of RAM and 1 TB of storage, which is nice to see, as those are often some of the first specs to get cut for a budget PC. Instead, the chassis is made of cheap plastic, but the internals should get the job done. The display could be a bit more vivid, but its 144Hz refresh rate will be a boon for esports players. And for its price, it delivers solid audio. Thankfully, the under $1,000 gaming laptop field is rife with competition and is now joined by the new MSI Katana 15. Our Katana 15 review unit just barely squeaks by the cutoff at $990, as configured. Still, it manages to cram in a lot of bang for the buck with an Intel Raptor Lake processor, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 discrete graphics card, 16 GB of RAM, and a generous 1TB SSD. If you're willing to make a few compromises, the Katana 15 is a worthwhile entry to the best gaming laptops under $1,000. Number 2. Acer Nitro 16. The best budget gaming laptop. The Acer's Nitro line has often a place on this list, mixing build quality, performance, and low pricing to create a reasonable product. The Nitro 16, replacing the old Nitro 5, delivers the entry-level power of an RTX 4050 and a Ryzen 5 7640HS, but with some niceties you can get for under $1,000. Our $999 Ultra Review unit included a 1920x1200 and a 165Hz display with G-Sync support, which is great for esports gaming. It's nice and bright at 371 nits on our light meter, and covers 91% of the DCI P3 color gamut. We found that the system is not the most powerful, but that it has enough power for today's games at the system's native 1920x1200. In almost every game we tested, the Nitro surpassed 60 FPS. We also appreciated that the laptop offered 8 hours and 24 minutes of battery life on our test, which beat other laptops in I's class, some by multiple hours. The webcam isn't amazing, and Acer has a habit of putting too much bloatware on laptops that you'll spend some time uninstalling. But getting USB 4 under $1,000 alongside a solid screen and decent performance for the price makes this a great choice for someone whose budget is set at $1,000. Number 1. MSI Titan 18HX. The best gaming laptop. MSI Titan GT77HX has everything, and we'll be honest, it should. We tested it at $5,399.99, which is way out of reach for most people. Don't worry, there are cheaper options further down the list. Between powerful performance, an excellent 18-inch mini LED screen, and a clicky mechanical keyboard, there's a lot to enjoy here. The Intel Core i9-14900HX and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090 laptop GPU are powerful, though they admittedly don't offer a huge bump over previous generations. But with 128GB of RAM and 4TB of SSD storage, there's plenty of room for games and more memory than you'll ever need for gaming. This would be a great machine for video editors. The 14th Gen Intel Core processor doesn't have any huge performance gains over 13th Gen Core gaming laptops, but the Titan 18HX did great in some of our most difficult tests, like running Cyberpunk 2077 on the Ray Tracing Ultra preset. But the highlight is the 18-inch mini LED display, which covered 112.4% of the DCI P3 color gamut in our testing, and measured an incredibly bright 559 nits with our light meter. Games and movies look excellent on this HDR display. With the Titan, MSI has come as close to cramming a desktop into a laptop chassis as possible. It's for people who don't have room for, or don't want, a desktop. It's the best in many ways, assuming you can afford it.